Hi YouTube, and this is JTrain997, and I'm back this time with my review of the NECA Jonah Hex. And talk about excited, this is the most excited I've been for a figure in a long time. My favorite toy company handling my favorite character, absolute dream come true for me. Just got this guy in today, and as you can see in the packaging, he looks very nice. Of course, speaking of the packaging, you have Jonah Hex up here, an outline of him over here. Of course, down here it says, get a sneak peek at the Jonah Hex motion comics, which, more on that when we get to the back of the packaging. Also, as you can see here, his rifle, or his shotgun, usually is supposed to be right here. Seems to have fallen out of packaging during shipping. Of course, this package suffered a lot during shipping. You can see how banged up it is, but enough about that. Jonah Hex comes with what appears to be 2 revolvers, his shotgun, his tomahawk, and his cowboy hat. So, all very nice looking in packaging. Although something of note, you can see it's kind of tipping because the box is kind of smashed up on the bottom. That is not dirt. That is on the interior of the package. That is paint. Also, if you look right here around his head, you'll see some brown streaking. It's almost like the paint on his hair wasn't dry when he went into packaging and it got kind of marked up, which is strange. But oh well, that's not the end of the world. Of course, onto the back of the box here. You have Jonah Hex. Over here has a little thing about the motion comics, just telling you to go to a website and get a sneak peek. Over here it has wanted posters for Lila, Jonah Hex, and Quentin Turnbull, and it says capture them all. Of course, those being the 3 figures in this wave. So very nice. And finally over here, strangely enough, is where they put the little character spiel. And it says, forged in the fire of the Civil War, Jonah Hex is a legendary bounty hunter who follows no law but his own. Campfire lore calls him a devil who can communicate with the dead, having risen from the dead himself. But the only person who truly understands the pain that haunts him is Lila. After Quentin Turnbull brutally murders his family, branding Hex with his famed physical but also deeper emotional scar, Hex vows revenge at all cost. Jonah gets his chance when the U.S. government is forced to take a chance with him, believing he's the only man alive or dead who can find and stop Turnbull before the madman terrorist destroys all hope for the newly formed Union's future. So quite a little read-up there, but a nice little summary. Of course, they do appear to be tweaking the backstory for Jonah Hex in this movie, but, you know, who knows? It could be a great movie. So that being said, very excited to have this guy. Let's pull this bad boy out of the packaging. And here we have Jonah Hex out of packaging, and he did not disappoint. Also, I wanted to correct myself. He comes with another accessory, which is an alternate hand. Now, at first you would think this alternate hand is extremely similar to the one that's already attached. But you'd be wrong. This is the one that comes attached, actually made to hold the pistol. It's only closed a fraction of a tiny fraction slighter than the one meant to hold the shotgun, but it's there, and it's meant so you can have either hand holding the weapon without stretching either hand out. NECA gave us another hand just to make sure the figure's accessories fit tightly. That is excellent quality control, and that shows that they care about their customers, which is one of the reasons they're my favorite toy company. Not to mention, just look at this guy. He is every bit as epic as I could have hoped. So, let's go on to the best part of any NECA figure, which is detail. Of course, nice little look there. Let's actually pop his hat off. Get a nice look. Of course, everybody wants to see the facial scar. Very nice. Of course, great detail all down his uniform. Of course, you can see I have both his pistols in their holsters. I mean, really, it is a superb job. I mean, whoever did this figure, this is fantastic. Anyways, before I go on gushing like a fangirl, besides that, Jonah Hex, of course, has his shotgun over here. As you can see, that fits in his hand perfectly fine. This hand, you can see, pull it off, and it's a simple ball joint. You pop this one right back on. Give me 1 second while I do that. And there you go. Of course, you can pull his pistol out of his holster, either one, and pop it right back in his hand. Of course, and there you have Jonah Hex holding his pistol, well, one of them. of course, that brings us to the tomahawk, which was one of my big concerns for this figure. Is like, well, how will the tomahawk fit in his hand? It's such a, you know, small item. But it fits perfectly. The inner workings of the hand are actually closed pretty tight, so you just have to slide it in, and it'll stay. Now, sometimes it pops out or falls loose, but, you know, one slight adjustment, and it's not going anywhere. So, a fantastic job. NECA will also be producing a movie replica of the tomahawk used in the film. As you can see, some really nice detail on that. So, panning back out. Let's actually get his other revolver out. That's one thing that disappointed me about the movie. While these revolvers are nice, Jonah was very adamant in the series that he only used Colt Dragoons. Well, he preferred to use them. He'd use whatever he had at hand. But, you know, really disappointed they couldn't have at least got the guns right in the movie. Which, let's pop this in here real quick. A little bit more difficult to get this hand in because of it's made for the tomahawk. Well, they took extra care to make sure the tomahawk fit in here. So, it takes a little bit extra. Yeah, there we go. And now you've got Jonah holding both his pistols. Once again, a fantastic job on that. So, I've also heard a lot of people complaining about his coat. Oh, and by the way, it's not a cape. I've heard a few people call it a cape. It's called a greatcoat. Granted, I think it's a little cumbersome to have him wearing it constantly in the movie, but, you know, it's definitely not a cape. His articulation looks like he would. Yep, he does a full 360 at the head. Goes up and down. You'd think this would hinder it, but it's very light plastic, so it bends whichever way you need it to. His arms would do a full 360 if not hindered by the coat. Go up to about here, bend at the elbow, and also spin. Of course, in the hand has a ball joint, very free moving. Of course, same for both arms. And he turns at the waist. Although if you turn him a little too far, you're definitely going to notice something. Although with that whole talking to the dead thing, Jonah might pull an exorcist before the end of the movie. Who knows? But, fantastic job. Of course, no real articulation in his legs until you get down to the boot, where it spins on each leg. But, that being said, this figure, it was every bit worth the wait. Not only is it an amazing sculpt, it has fantastic articulation despite having a very big coat on. And NECA did say they wanted to do a second line of these figures if this one sold well, which would have like another Jonah Hex, another Megan Fox or Lila, and another character who I think will be Burke, who is the bowler hat wearing assassin you see in the trailer. And the only other version of Hex I think they can do from the movie is one without the coat on, which, you know, if it's anything like this, will be a fantastic figure. So, I don't believe these have hit a lot of stores yet. I actually got mine offline. But here's the thing, you can get these for dirt cheap online for some reason. You can get all three figures for $40 shipped on eBay. Which, let me tell you, I ordered these quite some time ago, had a pre-order. Is not what I paid. I paid quite a bit more. I think I might have the wrong hand in here. Oops. I lost track. Like I said, they're very similar. No, I was right that first time. Sorry, guys. Lost my train of thought there. But, yeah, I think when these are supposedly gonna hit stores, they're gonna run you about $17. Oops, I knocked his hat off. There we go. He got a shotgun in his hand. Now he can just get his finger through the trigger guard, and there. So, if you're a Jonah Hex fan, this is a fantastic figure. If you're not a Jonah Hex fan, it's still a fantastic figure. And if you're just looking for a Confederate soldier to stand up, this would be a great addition to your collection. So, superb accessories. He can store every accessory on his body with the exception of his alternate hand. I love this guy. I highly recommend him. And this is JTrain997 saying, I'll see you soon, YouTube.